A fight for the right to be number one. I'm Jonathan Coachman. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, it's a battle of the top two teams in the AFC West, as it'll be the Oakland Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Coach, the usual sea of red here in this venerable stadium has been turned white as we are high above snowy Arrowhead Stadium in KC. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State. It's the Pro Bowler, Derek Carr.
And while he won't admit it because his team lost the game, he had some fun in the last one.
He threw for over 400 yards.
I mean, there's no getting around it. As a QB, yeah, okay. We lost the game, but boy, that felt good flinging it around. Now he's got to figure out how to do the exact same thing, yet turn it into a win.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, there's a pretty big start right there. They go bombs away on the first play from scrimmage.
Put a smile on your face, didn't it? Not because you're rooting for anyone, but that's the way to begin a game, to put someone back on their heels and announce that they plan to be aggressive.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Now on 2nd and 13, Carr. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room, and what did it say over the door? Rush the passer. It's a philosophy. It's a statement. That's who they want to be, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, an opening drive set.
And how about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
Yeah, he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Trent Murphy, the one to bring him down. This is the offense we're going to see coming up in this one, and Travis Kelce will be key.
What a tremendous weapon he is, especially in the red zone. Knows how to find the end zone when running his routes.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
2nd and 5 now. Mahomes going deep downfield for Ross. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it's 3rd down. A look there at how the Raiders will start defensively. And they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the number 1 overall offense in the league.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play. They'll run on 1st down. It's Hines. The numbers for him from a week ago. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
On second down now, it's Hines. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win. So
and he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 16th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And for them right now, not a done deal. So they are holding down one of the final wild card spots. And with 2 weeks to go, there are others kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And imagine what the talk has been all week within their locker room. And it's really, let's rely on ourselves, because they could get help and still get to the playoffs. But who wants that? Go out, win the game, take care of things yourself, and then you don't have anything else to worry about.
Yeah, the offensive starters here for the Raiders.
So the big question today is, how will they play in this weather? Because you can recreate moisture, right? You can do wet ball drills, things of that nature. But snow, you cannot create that in practice. You can't prepare for it. You just have to deal with it.
7 yards there and a first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Carr now to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Time to check the defensive starters here for Kansas City. They were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to look at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll run the screen with Mack. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 41-yard line.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
This pass from Carr taken in by Waller and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 34. And Elliott puts this one through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Mahomes going to throw. Gets this one to Hill. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs 1st down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
On 1st down, Hines. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Throwing on 2nd down, Mahomes. He's got it at the 15. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as
And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down. So that flag. Will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask certainly helps things as he'll start up past the 30 on 1st down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Watch out for Hill on the return. A big kick that time, 52 yards. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. And they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. The tackle made there by Jared Davis. On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. Sheds off the tackle. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devin Singletary, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Carr will find his tight end. That's Waller. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. They get only 4 that time, as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And going deep for Hill. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Fighting through it. He's got space. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. On first down, Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Trying to get that one to his running back, Marlon Mack. And it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Here's Hill on the return. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Some critical games going on.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Hines. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Mahomes firing complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage. And that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area. So you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Carr to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Here we go.
Set to take over, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the 3rd.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people. No errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
12 yards on the return that time, and the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On 2nd and 9, Carr, he's going to air one out, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mack off the draw play, and this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go, D.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. And he'll get nothing out of that one. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Hines. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his 3rd.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Throwing now is Carr. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. Snead's got it. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Second and goal from the 1. They'll try to run with Hines, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Carr. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
Now it's Mack, draw play. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, a very anemic, 1 for 9 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Now Carr. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
They'll start on the ground with Hines. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignments and make sure you're comfortable while you're out there playing. Are you warm enough in your clothing? A million things going on, but the biggest one, hold on to the ball.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
That catch good for 5. It's third down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Able to find Walter. That's complete. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The Raiders on third down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 8. To throw his car. And a throw there going to be incomplete. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. The kick by Elliott is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit.
And a loose football, and the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. They're spinning away. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition the dirt.
And he loses the football a second time. And the Raiders pick it up. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And it's a defensive return for a late touchdown. So they still need somewhat of a miracle here, but at least that gets them a little bit closer. So now Carr, he'll lead the Raiders up to go for 2.
So hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. Now, they had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that 2-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for 2 and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Now a toss play. It's Hines. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. This is Hines. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Naeem Hines, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. To throw again on second down. Carr, he'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. On first and 10, here's Carr. And Waller taking it in over the middle. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So this one in the win column for